us talking about Nintendo at E3 2021. We got a couple of games that we kind of expect that are going to be there based off of stuff that's happened. They've already announced it. So we'll go through that list first, and then we'll go through the stuff that potentially may be there or the internet thinks is going to be there. And what better way to start it off than with Breath of the Wild 2? Because that's the game that everyone is expecting to hear more information about. So before we really get into really talking about Breath of the Wild, I wanted to ask, does anyone have any potential name guesses for Breath of the Wild 2? Or is it going to be called Breath of the Wild 2? I think it's going to be called Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, because it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it would be right to give it some other title other than Breath of the Wild 2.
It just, they've never done that before, which is the only reason why, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll have some other name. I don't think it'll be Breath of the Wild 2.
Or Breath of Darkness, or Breath of the Darkness, or Breath of something, or maybe they keep the of the Wild and something else. They change out Breath with some exhaust of the Wild.
Maybe it'll have the name Blight in it somewhere, because it seems to be
Or Malice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are y'all's expectations for this game? Like, is this something that y'all are like? I mean, I know Richard has probably a lot of expectations or hopes for the game to make it better than
You know what?
One.
I don't. Like, after Breath of the Wild, I feel like The Legend of Zelda is dead to me. So, I mean, this it's a chance to, I guess, pull me back in, but like, I have no expectation. That's how little I think of Nintendo these days. So it's, but the positive of that is that means it's not going to take that much to impress me either, though. So, silver linings.
So what does does Breath of the Wild 2 have to pull you back in? I mean, other than like a story and dungeons.
Like everything that every single other Legend of Zelda had, other than that one. Yeah, just
I don't know, like it, but also go ahead.
I just feel like they shouldn't try so hard on this one. They can take elements from Breath of the Wild 1, find some more innovative ways to make it better, but out of all of the games that I've ever seen or have ever played, with Toby Fox and Undertale, the pressure that he had on himself, as far as Undertale was such an amazing game, and then we've got Deltarune, and then we're like 2 years behind schedule. We were supposed to have seen chapter 2 by now.
Mm-hmm.
And he had said in an interview that he put so much pressure on himself that he started making the game deteriorate.
Yep.
And he had to stop, take a break, do other things and stuff like that. So I feel like they shouldn't try to force it so hard, because they can always make the game worse.
Yeah. Michael, you've played Breath of the Wild, haven't you? I can't ever keep track of what games you played. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any like real gripes with the first one that you'd like to see them correct in the second one?
I guess like the storage and weapon system, and I realized what they were trying to do with it, and I've gotten used to it. But like very early on, that was a really major annoyance for me playing a Zelda game, and usually none of that stuff ever breaks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that. I'm not sure what I would like from a second one. I know they're supposed to be using pretty much the entire map almost as is, like with a few changes.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of underground stuff. Like,
and that'd be cool.
I follow a lot of these Zelda theory people because it's my favorite franchise of all time. And there's like, if you really pay attention to what's going on, that's, because the game didn't have like a lot of cutscenes. There's not a lot of like story that it throws in your face. Like it's a lot of like reading journals and seeing flashbacks and stuff. But there's this tribe called the Zonai that's long dead. are supposedly dead, but there's evidence to assume that they're coming back and they're going to be the main villain, and that they have these temples set up across the map, and you're actually going to be going into these actual like temples that they've set up. And in the trailer, there's actually like you can actually see the camera like shoot into one of them out in the forest. But there's just evidence that there's going to be like stuff like that and like a real story kind of stuff going on. As far as the inventory goes, if they just make it to where like the weapons don't completely shatter, they just become useless and you can repair weapons, I think that would be a lot better.
That'd be great.
And honestly, if they're going to go for realism, you shouldn't be able to pause and eat food. And like this, and when you unpause, your health is back. Like you have to like equip food and eat it. And Link has to like actually physically eat the food. Because
maybe if they make that a separate mode.
Yeah, make that like in master mode or something if they bring that back. Because that's the thing, like, you know, master mode can be really difficult. Like I have yet to officially beat master mode. I've beaten Breath of the Wild several times. But like it's really difficult because all the enemies are scaled up, the game's harder, they regenerate health and everything. But like if you're say you're fighting like a Lionel or something, and you know you get smacked and you've got one heart left, you can sit there and just eat a full course meal in your pause menu. It doesn't take any time. You come back and you got max health again. And I understand that. Like it's not a game made for the people who play damn Dark Souls and stuff. Like Richard.
Yeah, it's for the people who play Skyrim when they eat a whole wheel of cheese. Like
Dark Souls, Legend of Zelda. All right, I'm on board now.
But
let's just do that.
But yeah, so maybe they should do that as a separate mode. But I'm so excited for this because it's going to be a dark Zelda game, and I think the Zelda games are at their best when they are completely like dark, like Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess. Those are my favorite Zelda games. Well,
I just can't. It's a different connotation. Like you can't tell me it's going to be dark because I think of like Bloodborne. That's dark.
Dark for a Zelda game.
Zelda's never been dark. It doesn't know dark. Cue the Bane speech. No, I tell you what.
You remember when Powerpuff Girls where Bubbles like got mean? There we go.
That's dark.
Yeah. They can make exploration interesting again. They did that. They kind of overhauled the whole exploration thing with Wind Waker. I thought they really changed it up. You know, of course you're on a boat, it was ocean, but you know that made exploration fun again. And I feel like exploration has become sort of stale in the Legend of Zelda series because it's just, I feel like it's just the same land. Of course it is the same land. It's always Hyrule, but you know, there's a kind of a dullness to revisiting that. Like, I don't think there was anything wrong with the mechanics, but maybe they need to change something else and leave the mechanics alone just to put like a kind of a fresh perspective on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if there was one thing that would be my takeaway, is that I wish they would make exploration interesting again. There we go.
Well, as you're at the end of that trailer that's playing, like you can see like Hyrule Castle is going to end up floating out of the ground for some reason, which is going to leave just a massive hole in the ground. So there's going to be more like, I think like I said, exploration is going to end up being like a lot of underground stuff. I think that
Link has to fuck the hole.
Yeah, the whole thing. I think that they're probably going to mess around, like especially if they're going like the whole route of having temples and dungeons again. Like we're probably going to see the typical like forest dungeon, water dungeon, shadow dungeon, all that stuff. Which means that they're going to have to, if they're going to do like they do in every other Zelda game that involves a water dungeon, there's going to be iron boots. You get to go underwater, which means that you can there's a whole nother layer of stuff to explore through the water and stuff like that, especially since Hyrule is pretty much like a gigantic island in this game. It's like surrounded by water on like almost every side of it. Excuse me. I think they're going to change a lot. I'm really excited to see where they go with this. Jumping back, excuse me, I'm losing my voice over here. let's go to Mario Golf Super Rush. Is this something that anyone's excited about?
Yeah, me. I am.
Well, good. Did you see that
It
new
looks
trailer?
amazing.
That new trailer that they showed off the other day.
I did not see it. But I'm gonna be honest, like I saw everything I needed to see in the first one. So
Well, good.
was there anything like new?
They showed off the entire roster of characters.
Oh, did they? Okay. Is it all like it's all Mario based? They're not doing like a
Yeah, it's all
weird
Mario, but-
Nintendo. Okay, okay, good.
I'm
Can you
gonna-
play as Birdo? That'd be cool.
No, but there is some random new characters that have never been in any other Mario games.
Shy Guy. Can I play golf as a Shy Guy?
No, it's,
Serena Williams.
Damn it.
It's Boo, Bowser Jr., Bowser, Chargin' Chuck, Daisy, Donkey Kong, King Bob-omb, Luigi, Mario.
Oh, Charging Chuck, the football player
Yeah.
from
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Learn to play golf. Yeah.
Yeah. Mario, Pauline, Peach, Rosalina, Toad, Waluigi, Wario, and Yoshi.
No Toadette.
Nope. No Captain Toad. No. What was the old man Toad's name?
Future DLC.
Yeah, he's
Download this
coming.
new golfer.
Well, they did do DLC for Mario Tennis. They added like Piranha Plant, or no, Fire Piranha Plant.
What is it? I thought his name was isn't it like Petey? Petey Piranha or something?
There is a PD Piranha, but they added a Fire Piranha Plant to Mario Tennis.
Fire or lava?
No, it was Fire. I'm pretty sure it was Fire. It was stupid because they added him about the same time that they added Piranha Plant to Smash. They're like, Smash gets regular Piranha Plant and Mario Tennis gets Fire Piranha Plant. That's stupid. New Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC. We got 2 fighters left. May end up seeing one or not both of them. It's probably going to be Crash Bandicoot. I have nothing else to add to that conversation.
Mace Windu. That would be awesome.
Mace Windu for Smash.
I mean, why not?
Someone's got to campaign it, right?
Yeah, they're slowly turning that roster into a Fortnite skin battle.
I mean, I definitely could see a Star Wars character thrown in. Luke.
I mean, I feel like if any of them were if any Disney character at any, no matter what avenue of Disney you're talking about was gonna make it in, it's probably gonna be Mickey Mouse. But they missed
It
that
seems like he would have dibs.
they missed that opportunity whenever they added Sephiroth instead of Sora from Kingdom Hearts. So they kind of shut that down. So I don't think any other Square Enix character is going to be in this Fighters Pass.
That's true.
Bayonetta 3. Heard about that back in E3 or Game Awards 2017 and have not heard a thing about it since. But it's still in development. It has not been canceled.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. No More Heroes 3, which was supposed to already be out by now. I don't remember
Yeah.
what. I'm going to look that up whenever that's supposed to come out because I don't remember. I think it got pushed back to. No, it just has a 2021 release date. It doesn't have an actual date anymore. So yeah, that definitely got delayed. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Is that something anyone's even played or any of them before?
Be honest, I've never heard of it.
I know Chase was really excited for 3 because it comes at the 3 remake comes out tomorrow or Friday. So I think he's pretty excited about that remake.
I've heard of it. I've never played it before.
Yeah.
I think it's like a turn-based battle style RPG sort of thing, similar to Fire Emblem, right?
Yeah, it's like Fire Emblem and like Persona and stuff like that. I think it's
Yeah.
made by the same team that makes Persona games. Or maybe not. It's maybe not Atlas, but it's at Sega, whoever makes it. Splatoon 3. I'm hoping that they're going to do a multiplayer beta for Splatoon 3 like they did for Splatoon 2.
That'd be nice.
I know
I
Michael
hope
and
they actually finish it this time.
I want to. I keep sometimes think about re-downloading Splatoon 2 because of how much fun we used to have playing that, like doing Splatfest
It was
and
so
stuff.
fun.
But like, I assume the community is just kind of dead. on that.
Well, I mean, they kind of shot themselves in the foot, so I kind of understand why they're making a 3, but like there was no reason for them to abandon 2. Like they could have just added new infrastructure and, just added more quality of life things to the game instead of like, through an app and use this chat for this, and it's just Nintendo's been bullshit for a while. But I mean, I don't see a real reason for them to abandon the second one when they could still be doing events and stuff.
Thank you for that, Michael. That's good constructive criticism that Nintendo needs to hear from a lot more people.
Well, that's actually going to end up coming back around to something we're going to talk about in a minute, about whether they should abandon a game for a new one. So I'm glad that already got brought up. Steven, Richard, did y'all play Splatoon 2?
Nope.
Don't bring it up. I don't want to. Like, I bought it because Maddie wanted it, and I mean, God.
You're not a fan of the Inklings?
No, God, it's just, and look, I mean, you talked about you and Michael had such a great time playing it, and that's great. I'm sure it found an audience. I'd rather get a tooth pulled. It was just so boring to me. I couldn't. Like, literally, I was done.
Were you playing with motion controls? Is that what it is?
No, I was playing it on the Switch. There was absolutely nothing there to keep me there. I was done after like 30 seconds. I was like, yeah, I've seen all I can. It's them
Splatfest, man. Them Splatfests, they're the best.
Mayonnaise versus ketchup.
It's just not, yeah. It's not me.
Chicken versus egg, man. That was the worst one.
I don't know. It kind of seems like it's a game that because does it have a storyline to it at all?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And they added DLC to it, which I've never played through and I bought.
Yeah. $25 for DLC, or you could get a quality of life improvement for Skyward Sword.
Like, I've literally seen less than an hour worth of gameplay on it, but still, it just seems like it's just one of those games where it's just better to play the multiplayer aspect of it.
It's like Call of Duty, man. Like, people don't buy Call of Duty for a campaign; they buy it for multiplayer or zombies. If you're me, so people don't pay for Splatoon. I mean, I'm sure the story's great. Every time I pick up the story and like I would do a mission, it would tell me I did the mission and I wasn't doing something right, so it would never let me progress to the next mission in the story. So it kept telling me to just repeat the same mission over and over again, and I was too like mad about it to look up how to get through it. So I never really got through the story or know how much of a story it actually is. But there's like some kind of really like dark backstory with it about like how these like kids were merged with the squids and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. But I've never really looked into it. But man, Splatoon 3 looks like it. I mean, from what they showed in that first trailer for it, it kind of looks like it may be more story focused than the previous two games were. Now that they've kind of set up the franchise. But,
yeah.
What about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl?
I'm gonna be down for that.
I'm not.
I'm gonna be down for it.
I'm gonna get a really big chain and put mine on here so I can have a pearl necklace.
Nice. I don't know. There's just like Diamond and Pearl was like the Pokemon generation that I just fell off on. Like, I couldn't give a shit about either one of those games or Platinum. But like, and I was really looking forward to playing these, thinking that they were going to end up putting them in the same art style as Sword and Shield. And then they came out with this new art style that's just like all chibi and crap. And it looks like a damn mobile game. Like, I don't want to play that. But I mean,
I get my my villains mixed up. Ian.
That's Black and
who
White.
was trying. That's Black and White. Okay.
Yeah.
So I may not be down for this game.
This is Team Galactic.
Oh no!
I couldn't even tell you what the whole premise of the story is. Probably something to do with time and space. That's what the Pokemon are about.
Uh-huh.
I am all about Pokemon Legends Arceus though, because the open world Pokemon game. I don't care if it's set in the Diamond and Pearl region or whatever it's called, but like, this is the idea of an open world Pokemon game, which I don't know. Well, we kind of talked about it a little bit on the show. So like, I mean, Pokemon games usually have pretty decent stories, so imagine that. But it's Pokemon and like Breath of the Wild and ish. Well, to make Richard happy, I'll say, how about this? It's a Pokemon game, but it's like Skyrim. That way, you're not
I don't know.
comparing it to Breath of the Wild.
Skyrim had like a diverse landscape. When I saw in the trailer, it was the landscape was, but that goes back to me complaining about Legend of Zelda. Like, exploration should be fun and exciting. You should see like new areas and stuff like that. Like when I play,
Fortnite.
no, but like, you know, if I wanted to play like an open world Pokemon game, then I want to go to like these like big fucking cities. It's like Neo Tokyo with like huge light beams that shoot up in the air and like, you know, night markets and just like a bustling kind of atmosphere with Pokemon following their trainers around and just, you know, cool stuff, man. I watched that and they're just, well, first of all, it's like thousands of years ago.
Yep.
So there's no real modern technology or anything. It's just this kid like walking around in fields and mountains and stuff. And man, I feel like that's all I've seen in video games for like the past decade is just mountains and fields and forest. And I mean, I'm done. I want to see something different.
I wonder if Richard ever made it to the desert. What?
I mean, Richard does have a point. There is a lot of lore surrounding, different biomes of Pokemon where we don't actually see those Pokemon in those biomes outside of like trainer battles or one-shots like Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
You have like a bunch of city Pokemon like Magnemite, and they'll be like, oh, they're in this field still, but like at an abandoned, close to an abandoned building. So like the closest we had was like there's a few buildings that might have a Pokemon, but like not actually in the city. They're either in like Team Rocket Hideouts Wild, which doesn't make any sense, or like in some other weird location.
Yeah.
Or like I forget which game it was, but like there were like Eevees in like this underground patch of grass. Like what the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense.
But to be fair, I mean,
you don't explore a sewer system and see a bunch of Grimer and Magnemite down there. You don't see that.
Yeah, the Pokemon should be located close to the lore behind them because apparently there's lore for every Pokemon.
Yeah, I want to see.
Like with Eevee, it would be interesting to see an Eevee in like a lab area, research area, only because it says in parts of its lore that its DNA is so unstable. That's the reason you can get so many variants of the eons that they have out there. So it just would make sense to see it close to like a research facility or something.
I want a Drifloon to carry me into the sky, and that's the end of the game.
Yeah, like get a Pumpkaboo, and it's just like you just find it mid like trying to consume a child or something. Whatever it's something weird about ghost Pokemon, man. Like every one of their like Pokedex entries is like something about killing kids or taking them to the underworld or whatever that they say. Richard, were you trying to say something?
No, I was gonna kind of say that I'm not saying that there's not diversity in the landscape. I'm just saying that based on that trailer, it didn't seem like there was a lot of diversity based on the landscape. So I wanted to just preface what I had said by saying that I'm not saying that it won't be like that. I actually hope it will be like that, more diverse that is. But I've not seen anything to make me think that yet.